Want to just cheers?
Yes, cheers.
Cheers. To love.
To love. To love.
I haven't even tried this yet.
Let's try it. Is it too early to be drinking?
I mean, never.
It's 1:30 somewhere.
yeah.
We're rolling, right?
It's 5 o'clock somewhere.
We should be rolling on this kind of stuff. I think it's cute. Good.
Delicious.
I like sweeter liquor, though.
I like that.
Okay, I'm going to make a prediction.
Oh, okay.
You're in love. I haven't had a relationship in a couple years. So I am calling it out.
Yes.
By my birthday in April, I will have a relationship that I'm in. A healthy relationship.
And we're going to go to Mexico.
We're going to go to Mexico or Aruba.
Yes.
And both have great balcony sex. Not together, but with our prospective others. Balcony sex.
I like it. To balcony sex.
Balcony sex,
I'm
yes.
so down for that.
With someone I actually like.
Well, cheers.
Cheers to that, yes. Okay, well, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's do it. Hey, everybody. I am Shanna Mokler.
And I'm Claudia Jordan.
And you are listening to the Wicked Awesome podcast. And today we are going to be talking about love, loss, relationships, narcissists.
Narcissists. And I know that's one of the most overused words of the past couple of years. I feel like everyone says, oh, he's a narcissist without really knowing what that is. Because there is a difference.
Yes, there's a big difference.
Asshole, narcissist.
Yes, big difference.
I mean, all narcissists are assholes, but all our assholes are not narcissists.
That is 100% true. Yes, yes. And I've dated both.
You have. As a matter of fact, before we started doing this podcast, I hadn't seen you in a long time, but we used to talk on Facebook Messenger.
Yes.
And you were going through a crazy breakup or relation, and he was putting you through it. And I felt like he was a bum. Like, I'm like, but you probably didn't see. You probably saw the beauty in him, right?
Well, that's the thing, right? I mean, with relationships, right? I mean, we're going to get into it
I'm
today,
drinking for
girls.
this.
Yeah. I mean, assholes aside, I really believe my main three big relationships in my life were with narcissistic men. End of story. In fact, my first two relationships with Oscar and Travis were very similar men. Like both of their they both grew up dirt poor. Both their fathers were abusive to them. Both their mothers died at a very, very young age.
Oh, the mommy thing.
Yeah, both the moms passed away, and then both of them became very successful at a very young age. And I kind of was dating them when they had success, but I also dated them kind of when they went to the next level of success. So that's like a whole other thing. But I think what happens is love bombing, right? That's like the first thing. But I think back then I was either just too young or too naive to not realize what mirroring and love bombing was.
But we didn't know what love bombing was back then.
Yeah, that's
true
too.
We were like, oh my God, he's so into me. He's giving me all these things, all this attention.
Presents.
I didn't know what love bombing was until like a few years ago.
Yeah, I mean, because now there's all these terms, right? I mean, narcissist, gaslighting, gaslighting, mirroring. You know, all these terminology is out there now, but I didn't know.
But when you're love bombed, it makes you fall. It does exactly what it's supposed to do. It makes you fall in love with what you think this person is super fast.
Yep.
And in a world where most men are running away from marriage and commitment, it makes you feel like, wow, he's probably the one because look how crazy he is about me.
Let me ask you about this, about narcissists in your opinion. Do you, because I really believe like Oscar and Travis were narcissists, but I don't think like they know it. Like I don't think that they're like vindictively, like I just think like the way that their lives happened and the power positions they were put in and the fame and the money and the power was sort of like part of their world, where like I dated another guy, and we'll get into this too, dating a younger broke guy, so to speak. You know, I feel like that particular kind of narc, he knew what he was doing. He knew how to manipulate women for money, for things, for gifts, and that's a different kind. Do you think there's like different levels of narcs?
I do, but first of all, I got to acknowledge you real quick because you named names. You put names on it, and I like that, but that's that Aries flyer that you don't really give a fuck. Yeah. And you're just saying it is what it is. It's part of my story because I see how they be dragging you anytime you mention Travis. Yeah. Because now he's with the Kardashian, right?
Sure.
So it's like very obnoxious how you get attacked for that.
Ooh, you can't even speak. I got it bad.
And she's an Aries too.
She is, yeah.
She's an Aries too. Yeah. And I hate that for you. And we weren't really, I wasn't seeing you or talking to you that much around that time. But I'm like, God damn.
Yeah.
Like, you get like you're penalized for who you used to date or be with. Married, right?
Yeah, married. Yeah,
that is insane. Okay,
I was engaged to Oscar, and then I was married to Travis.
I do think there's levels of narcs. So there's the broke ones.
Yeah.
And the rich ones.
Yeah.
I think the rich ones get away with it a little bit more because we're getting more benefits, honestly, if we're being honest. And it's also, we kind of make excuses, I think, for rich men. Like, well, it's, he's all these women fanning over him and people. With the broke one, what is your goddamn excuse? Why are you a narc?
Yeah.
I had a broke one that loved
I
me.
definitely believe it's an emotional mental disorder.
Oh, it is. But you said something about them not knowing. I don't think they know what they're doing. I don't think they know that they're narcs. Because I think they just think they are really, they believe in what they believe, and that's it. I remember dating a narc that was successful, and so was not my type. Mm-hmm. And we were talking, he was so controlling. We were talking about something, and my ADHD has me jumping all over the place for different subjects. He goes, wait, why'd you do that just now? We were talking about one thing, and you jumped over here. And I was like, what? And it made me scared and nervous and uncomfortable. That's a feeling that being with a narc is like all the time.
Yeah.
Like that, am I in trouble? And then you want to people please. And then you also want to people please because you want to get him back to what he was the first 2 weeks.
That's the thing, right? You want to get him back. You hope you start changing your behavior, hoping to get back to where the relationship once was, and you will never get back there. They will breadcrumb you. They'll give you little tastes of, oh, I'm going to take you out to dinner, and you're going to think like, oh, maybe we're going to be, no. And then and you know what else I noticed they do? And, is they always ruin holidays and birthdays and like important events to you. Like, what the hell is that psychological warfare?
They can't let you live. They can't let you live.
Yeah.
And you never get back to the joy and the bliss that was the 2-week free trial.
Yeah.
You only do a free trial with like an app or something, and then after that, they hit your account every month with like this crazy amount of money. But the first 2 weeks were amazing. It was free. It was easy. That's what narcs do, and they get you. I didn't know what it was at the time.
Yeah,
I just felt like it was the most damaging relationship I ever had, and I had to recover from it for about a year. Yeah, narcissistic abuse was an injury.
I actually ended up following these amazing accounts on Instagram, and it was one guy who was a. I guess he went to therapy and he was a diagnosed.
Oh, he admits it. The guy that admits it.
Yeah, he admits it, and he talks about it openly, and he talks about what he would do. And it really and then there were other women who had accounts that were just kind of sharing, their experiences. And through them, I even took a course on how to break free of the relationship.
Did they tell you zero contact?
Yeah, you have to go like that, no contact. But that's what really helped me, listening to those accounts, and I broke that no contact so many times and went back so many times. And I mean, and I look back now, and this is where I want to talk to you too, because why do you think such a successful, beautiful, powerful woman like yourself would even tolerate someone's behavior like that? Like, people would be like, Shanna, the person we know would never date someone like that.
I think I know why. Because we've been successful in almost everything we've done, we think we could be successful at fixing him.
Oh, I totally was a fixer.
And women already by nature think we can love you better. We can love you to healing. We can we can fix the thing that's missing in your life. All the other women that tried before us, I'm going to be the one because I win at everything I do. Yeah. So I'm not going to give up on you. I'm going to be the one. And I think you probably have this too, where you feel like, I want to be the one that you can say, all those other people gave up on me and you stood by me. Yes, I'm telling you, when you're dealing with a narc, you do not get rewarded for that.
You do not.
You get punished for it, actually.
Yeah.
They will punish you for that. And at the end of the day, you'll be like, who am I right now? I cannot believe I put up with this. I got left at parties because he would create an argument about something that didn't even exist. Like, imagine a scenario that you were talking to someone. I'm talking to a gay guy, okay? Yeah. He's not hitting on me. Actually, he was one of your friends. Yeah. So storming off, leaving me stranded, doing all these dramatic things. So I could never, narcs like to keep you off your square. Yeah. You never feel comfortable. And they have no empathy for what they're doing to you. You know, when you do something mean to someone, you're like, oh, I better call them. Or I didn't mean to hurt your feelings. Yeah. Narcs do not feel bad when they hurt you. No. They're like, well, you shouldn't have done that. Yes. You made me do this to you. And
I would end up like buying him shit. I bought him so much stuff. Like, and I know that is like the worst and most wrong thing to do, but I did. And I was just like, maybe if I can show him, that'll change him. That'll make him. No, it just made him like learned that if he was nastier, he'd get more shit.
Oh my God.
You know?
How was the sex with the narc?
It was really good.
See, there's the problem.
That's the problem.
You know why? When it's an unstable relationship, it's usually great sex because that's when you feel the closest. You're like, well, we argue all the time outside the bedroom, but that's a few moments where you're like, no one's talking shit. You feel good.
Well, I also think mine got my worst relationship, which was very, very toxic and very, very abusive. And I never thought I would ever be in a relationship like that. I also met this person right before COVID, and we ended up like quarantining together. And I think that's what really kind of solidified me getting in the position that I ended up getting into. Because any other time, you know, I don't think I would have put up with it, or I wouldn't have seen him. You know, but who wanted to like be alone during quarantine? And he was a different person when he was alone with me in that house.
Better or worse?
Better. He was fun and it was nice, but then when we would be around people, it was like a different human being. And he was. This is a huge thing I think women really need to be careful of, and this is my biggest warning to women who get in relationships with narcissistic men, because they isolate you. Yep. From your friends, your family.
Why you gotta hang with that girl? She's a whore. She's not good for you. Why do you need to hang with single women now? Why do you have to go on a girls trip? Why her? And then they break. Yes, There wasn't
one person who liked this man in my life, and
you were the only one.
I was the only one, and I like defended him. Like it caused problems with my kids and I. It caused problems.
But then again, you want us to be the one that's different than all the other women. So because everyone else hated him, it makes you. You probably felt like. It'll strengthen my bond when I'm the one that was there for
This
you.
was also the time where Travis was coming out with like Courtney, and it was very, very, very public. And I think you know, my kids everyone hated him. So it was like my kids hated him, my friends hated him, my family hated him, everyone hated him. And I was just like, what? And in my brain, I don't know why, but I was just like, no one wants me to be happy. Like you can be happy for your dad, you know, you can be happy for, you know, you're married and you're happy. Like, why don't you want me to be happy? When that wasn't what people's intentions were at all. They didn't really, like him. They saw it and they didn't like him, but I processed it.
But at the time, you were getting attacked by thousands, if not millions, of people on the internet.
That is true.
So you have someone that is kind of showing up like he's on your side.
Right.
I could totally understand why the timing would make you run to him like, no, you guys don't understand.
I think it was like a dumpster fire of bad timing between like media and press then COVID and
why were they so mean
quarantine.
to you? Because your ex got with someone else. You guys weren't even together. It's not like he left you for her, right?
Well, I was drinking during COVID. Imagine that. And I was like on the internet. You know, and you know, when I'm on my social media, I kind of go through comments. I just like them all. I try to just interact. And sometimes I'm not looking at all of them. Sometimes I like, should I probably shouldn't like. And there was a comment someone made where they were like, they said, oh, he downgraded. And I liked that comment.
Oh,
and I
thought you were being messy.
Yeah, well, I honestly didn't remember liking it. But that went viral. It went like international, and it went all over the news, and people were like, she's so bitter and jealous. And I was like, what the hell? Like I woke up the next morning, I was like, what the fuck is happening?
But you were Missy West.
You know, I mean, I was like,
why is no one acknowledging that?
They were doing some weird shit. I gotta be honest. They were doing some weird shit too. And I said that. I was like, I'm not going to apologize for liking a comment by accident. You know, I was like, yeah, it was in poor taste. I guess I'm sorry. I was like, I guess I'm sorry. I'm
still stubborn ass Aries.
Still stubborn Irish Aries.
Yeah. Oh, and Irish. Oh, yeah. You're not saying sorry.
But I mean, I got brutalized, and then it just became such a shit show because then the paparazzi was at my front door, and anything I said, and even if I was like, hey, that's weird, you know. And I did make one kind of nasty comment, but we'll talk about that at another day. But I made one kind of real not nice comment, but I meant it, and I mean it to this day.
Stand on business,
you know, and but even so, it was just there's nothing I could do, and there's nothing I could say.
The people in the comments can say things 100 times more nasty than what you said, and they're not demonized. They have the right to say something, but you, who is in the relationship, have experience with these people, have to suffer.
But they're like, why are you still talking about it? You're still talking about it. I'm like, I don't have a fucking choice. I literally have the paparazzi at the gas station, at the Target, at the CVS. I mean, do you like her wedding dress? Do you like? I mean, I couldn't do anything. anything, there was nothing I could do. I mean, even if I stayed silent, I was villainized. If I said anything, I was villainized. So
and on top of that, you have an asshole, narcissistic, broke man you're dealing with. Is he a broke one?
Yes, he was the broke one. Yeah, that I was paying for everything. And
so that
just
sex was really good, huh, then?
It was pretty good. I don't want to
that's broke dick is usually attached. A great dick is usually attached to a really broke guy, unfortunately.
Yeah,
because that's all they have. That's their currency.
Yeah, that's their currency. But I also think like
I hate that.
Yeah, it's terrible. But I also like I said, I just think it was like a dumpster fire of bad timing. But anyway, long story short, how did you in your relationships kind of finally realize like, oh shit, I'm in trouble?
I felt that my normally confident self was gone. I was so insecure. I was doing stuff that I would definitely give my friends advice to not do.
Right.
Like, I remember being at an event with him, and like he was clocking where I was looking. Like, what are you looking at over there? And I was like, and I ended up being like falling in line, like looking down like a little, like a puppy, like a dog. And I was like, I do not like who I have become. Like, he had me walking behind him. He didn't tell me to, but I felt like that.
Narcissists do that.
Yes.
They always walk and fuck in front of you.
Okay, so that's a thing.
That's a thing. If you ever see a man walking in front of you and not beside you or holding your hand, I used to see a bouquet of red flags and be like, oh my God, I love it. And now I see red flags and I'm like, oh, fuck off. Right. I will put the hammer down now.
I looked down. Yeah, I looked at myself.
But walking in front of you is
he walked in front of me, and it was like my birthday too.
Yeah.
And we were out at the mall, and I felt like I was walking behind him, and in that moment I was like, I can't believe I'm doing this, but I couldn't stop. Yeah. I felt like I could love him and show him like I could fix him. And there's no fixing. You can never fix a narcissist. There is no cure for a narcissist except if he wants to go get help. Right. You cannot cure a narcissist. There's nothing we could ever do. And I didn't know that back then. Yeah. I didn't know that. And I was really chasing the high of the first couple of weeks. But it was, I wish I would have just stayed friends with him and never have dated him because he's great as a friend. Right. But a nightmare to date. Yeah. But I looked at myself and I was unhappy. I felt ugly again because I wasn't happy. And I just was like, I can't believe I'm doing stuff that I give good advice to my friends. And I was not being the girl that would, I wasn't being the girl that gives that kind of advice. Yeah, I just found myself with no one. Both my parents died. He wasn't there for me when my parents passed away. And they have no empathy. They have no empathy whatsoever. You have to give them all the empathy, but there's no empathy for you. I had a death, and he was just like, he didn't say anything. Yeah, my dog died, my cat died, didn't help me, put him down, anything. I was alone all the time, and then my kids were upset with me. I lost very, very close family friends in Rhode Island and in LA. No one wanted to hang out with us. They were like, you can come, but don't bring that dude. It was just terrible, and I stood by him. And then eventually I was just in catching him in affair after affair and all these women. And he was a cheater on top of it. Oh my God. Women were writing me every other day, sending me messages. And then I just found myself stalking Instagram all the time, on social media. And I was like, what the hell? I became a stalker too. I'm like, what the hell am I doing? I'm a 40-year-old woman, looking at Instagram I'm 12 and Is that the most embarrassing thing you did with him? Because it was, yeah. I did a drive-by by his house. I saw a car in front and I went and looked up the license plate. Yeah. I was becoming crazy. I still to this day have even in my relationship now, and God, my poor boyfriend now, he's just, he's so patient and nice. He's such a good guy to deal, because every now and then he'll be on his phone at night and I'll be like, who are you talking to on your phone? I'll be like, who are you talking to on your phone? He's like, baby, I'm playing solitaire. I'm reading an article about that sucks because you don't want to punish the good guy for what the bad guy did. Yeah, you don't want to feed another man someone else's sins. He didn't do anything to you. Yeah. And that's what it's hard to do because you're traumatized. Yeah, I try to tell him. I mean, that was the hardest thing, I think, was having a good guy after having bad guy. Real love, healthy love, and not destroying it with my now insecurities or my now trigger traumas and all that stuff, and having to trust healthy love. That was, but before we get into that, I just want to say that was where I found myself. I was just alone. And I was like you, a shell of myself. And I was humiliated publicly, personally. And I just didn't recognize myself anymore. Isn't that crazy? Someone that is so confident, so beautiful, got it going on, one bad relationship will throw you totally off your game.
I really believe, Claudia, if I had stayed in it, I would have been either physically very hurt. I probably would have died in some capacity.
Yeah.
And I get, and women were judging me, like, oh, you're staying with your abusive, narcissistic boyfriend. But I stood by him during court. I stood by him during lots of terrible things. And it's like, I understand now the mindset of like an abused woman and why she stays with someone who abuses her. I never thought that I would be someone who understood that mentality, but I have an immense amount of respect and fear for women who stay with those men.
Same. And you think, I'm a badass. If a guy did that to me, I'm out of here. But no, you find yourself trying harder sometimes because you're not your full self at that point. Like, you've already been broken down. Like, it's not like
you were systematically,
you broke down,
psychologically, physically, financially broken down.
And it started before you noticed he was a narcissist. Yeah. It started when y'all were in the happy phase where he would say stuff like, I like when you wear your hair up instead of down. And then okay. And you change that because you're trying to please him. Then it's something else.
I dyed my hair brown.
Wow.
I dyed my hair brown. But, that's the thing too. They mirror you too. Like, he told me like, oh, I want to be an actor, so I got him like headshots taken. I got him meetings with an agency. That fool never wanted to be an actor. He has no desire to be an actor.
He just wanted to do what you was doing.
Like,
So yeah, when you start seeing yourself being like a shell and like different, like it's almost pathetic.
Yeah.
It is pathetic.
Yeah.
And no one can snap you out of it but you. Like, your friends
It was a dark, very lonely time where and this is where I try to tell girls and women, even if you just get up and make a cup of coffee, and I've said this on Bunny's podcast too, and that's all you could do for that day, that's okay. Because I read this in the other day, and I'm actually putting this in my book, because leaving is leaving. Maybe it took you a year to leave, but you still left. Exactly. And that is an important step in leaving abusive relationships.
It's amazing what you put up with when you were in it.
Yes.
And when you get out, you're like, I cannot believe
I look back and I want to go back in time and I want to like punch myself in the throat. Like, I want to be literally like, what in the world? Because it's been 2 years now, but it took 2 years for me to really sit down and really work through why I allowed myself to be treated like that, and why I was willing to sacrifice the things that mattered to me for love. I really had to do that inner work.
That's scary.
Yeah.
And I'm giving friends advice that are in such similar situations that I can recognize. They can't recognize it, of course, when you're in it.
Yeah.
You don't see it till later. And I have one friend, I'm like, girl, I cannot wait for you to get to the point where you can see how ugly he is as a human.
And they become uglier.
They're uglier.
They become so
but in it,
fucking ugly.
They're cute. You find them attractive.
Oh, I thought he was like an Adonis. And now I'm like, I dated Donkey from Shrek. Like, I dated Donkey.
Yeah.
Like, he literally, like...
Because the magic is gone. The magic was you.
Yes.
And you loving him.
Yes.
That's what the magic was. It wasn't him.
Right.
And we'll put him on a pedestal and, and they'll tell you their problems, right? Your narc probably told you about his abuse as a child, or his mom wasn't there for him, or whatever. And you want to like heal that broken, hurt inner child. Fuck that. I'm not fixing up any more men. No more fixer-uppers. I'd rather be alone with my cats.
Yeah.
And just raise kittens.
I had to, just take the small steps, and going no contact was the first thing. And I did break it a couple times, but then I really
you can't be friends with these guys.
Yeah, I had no friends left, so I had to rebuild, and I had to go apologize. I had to go eat shit and apologize to a lot of people I hurt, and that included my children. And then one of my good friends, my best friend Steven, he was like, let's just go out. Let's just go get a dinner, and forced me to just go get dinner. And I would be like, I got to get out of this house. I got to go to dinner. I didn't want to go. I didn't want to go at all, but I forced myself to go. And then that's when a good friend, not a good friend, but a good acquaintance from way back in the day, was Jason Momoa. We all moved to LA when we were young models, and we all hung out at the same time. And he was launching his vodka launch, and invited me to his vodka launch. And that's and I didn't want to go. I was like, damn, I don't want to go. Steven was like, you got to go. You got to get out of this house. You got to get out. And So I went, and that's when I ran into Greg.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you spun the block and got back with him from your past.
Yes, 30 years ago.
That's crazy.
Isn't that wild?
And I think there is love. There is life after narcissistic abuse.
There absolutely is.
And that's, I have a really good friend that was in a horrible situation with her child's father, and you know, she lost a whole bunch of weight. He was so financially abusive to her. He controlled everything.
Yeah.
And, you know, she was like looking like she was on death's door.
Yeah.
And but a small part of her just keep a little bit of hope alive. When I tell you she's got the best husband, handsome, in shape, kind, caring, like he would never. He's so conscious of her state of mind.
Yeah.
You know, where she is.
So okay, so I'm with Greg. I've been with Greg now for almost 2 years. You know, I actually lost my virginity to Greg when I was like 18 years old. Yeah, in Miami.
He got in the beginning and he's getting at the end.
Yeah, yes. And I look back now and I'm like, oh my God, how did I ever let him go? I'm like, God, But
you had to go through what you went through.
I had to go through what I went
Maybe
through.
you wouldn't appreciate him like you do now.
I would not have. Yeah, I would not have. And I probably would have been pregnant at like 20.
Oh my God, that's so cute. Yeah, y'all gotta come over and eat.
Absolutely. But now I know you're dating like...
I have nothing right now.
But as a woman you're going to eventually put yourself out there, what is something that you're looking for in a partner? Like, what is a red flag for you?
Inconsistency.
That
means so much to me. Like, I need you to be a man of your word. If you say, hey, I want you to come with me to my homecoming in 2 weeks. I'm going back to my old school. I need you to follow up with that. Don't just like dangle these things, these carrots, so keep me like breadcrumbing me and keep me like, oh, okay, waiting for the phone call and then letting me down. Yeah. Because that drives me nuts. And that actually happened to me recently. I'm like, this guy that I want to come back around, he was throwing all these things, these plans, let's do this, let's do that. And then nothing came through.
Sure.
I'm like, why bother me? Like, why waste my time?
Yeah.
Do not do that. So I love when a man says something once and there's follow through.
Yeah.
I think that's extremely sexy. It's extremely mature.
That's how Greg is. He's very present. Mm-hmm. And in like his actions and how they affect me matters to him. And I've never dated a man who did that.
Wow. So you got healthy love for the first time.
At
50.
Yeah, at 50.
But I want women to hear that so they can know that, like, I feel like society makes you feel like they almost want to put a narrative out, like, after 35, you're washed. Like, you have a greater chance of being struck by lightning than getting remarried or whatever. It's, like, fucked up what they do to women. Yeah. They make you feel like you have to rush and just get someone, and then you rush and you get a narcissist, and you're stuck in a fucked up relationship. But no. Yeah. So, consistency. I love a man that other men respect. Mm-hmm. That's important to me. I love a man that is not trying to change me.
Yes.
Like, I love that I can have my dark sense of humor.
Yeah.
You know that my heart is still good, but I may talk a little shit with my jokes. Yes. And you're not judging me. Like, you're okay with it. Like, you support me. And publicly, it really means a lot to me what you do publicly. Mm-hmm. Protecting us.
Yes.
We can have an issue.
That's the thing that, like, I was like, I just want to date a man that doesn't make me look stupid
in public.
Like, I just don't want to look stupid. Like, even if you don't love me anymore, come to me, tell me I fell out of love with you. You know what? It's just not going to work. I need to go. I'm not going to like it. I might cry a little. I'm going to be sad. But at least I can respect you and we can go on our way. Don't make me look stupid. Go fuck some girl in the public and then people are like, I thought that was your dude.
And then, and then they blame you. Like, they always blame the woman. The not embarrassing you publicly, I feel like the stakes are a little bit higher when you're famous or you're known because, like, you have an extra responsibility to protect me. Okay, we can end, but does it have to end so vicious and horrible where, like, you allow the internet to drag me or you give them red meat to, like, kill me? It's heartbreaking. Yeah. And I've had that before with a man that just didn't want to just break up. He wanted to destroy me when it was over. And I'm like, what did I do to you? Like, I never even cheated on you. You cheated on me, actually. Yeah. So you cheat and then you want to ruin me on top of that? Yeah. What did I do to deserve that except love you?
Yeah. Because, they say narcissists, wear like a mask, right? Mm-hmm. And they wear that, they wear that to the public. They wear that to their friends, to their families.
Everyone thinks they're such nice guys.
Yeah. And then, but you and I, we're the ones, the person dating them, they see when the mask falls. They see when the mask starts to slip. And once that mask starts to slip and fall, that's when the dangerous territory happens, you know? Because you are now the one person who can put their image, which means more to them than anything.
Their
image means more to them than money, self-respect, love, everything. Their image, how they're perceived, is really the end-all be-all to a narcissist. And if now you're the one person who's putting that image in jeopardy, and they will go to.
That's what happened with my relationship, and we rushed into something, and before the public, he put a campaign out there against me. He paid all these blogs money to like destroy my reputation. So if I did speak up against him, like my rep was already kind of being questioned and dragged already. Yeah. And I was being delegitimized, you know, like in the public.
Sure.
And it was like 3 years of every month a different rumor was put out there about me that I was a
girl.
slut,
Go up against the De La Hoya machine, the Barker machine, the Kardashian machine. It's like, I don't stand a chance. No. I just gave up. Like, I was just like, all right, everyone just thinks I'm a piece of shit. Like, all right. But I mean, I guess I'll go through life as a piece of shit. But there's nothing I could do.
That's a horrible thing because the more you explain yourself and you want to clear it up, the worse it is for you. And people think, whoa, you're explaining yourself. It must be true. No, I'm explaining myself because it's not true. Yeah. And I think it's really horrible that the person with the money or the motive to do it, they can really fuck your whole life up and have you really like contemplating if you still want to be here. And that's where I got. Yeah. I got to a place where I wanted to just drive off the 5 freeway, drive up to Santa Clarita, and just crash my car. Because I just felt I was feeling ugly, unwanted, embarrassed publicly, and my whole reality was just gone. Like what I thought was real was not real. You were not the person that courted me. Right. And that fast-tracked our relationship. You were not.
Did it ever make you, because it made me really question, like...
I thought I was stupid.
Well, I was just like...
How'd you gain me?
Well, a couple things. Like, one, like, maybe it is me. Maybe I'm the problem here. You know, all these dudes can't be wrong. Maybe it is me. Yeah. You know, and then it was just like, maybe... like, I just don't know how to pick them, or like, what am I doing here? Like, what am I attracted to? And do I really need to do some inner work on why I'm attracted to a dude who does that?
Do that. And then people tell you, well, you attract what you are. I'm like, no, I don't.
But that's not who they presented themselves.
Yeah, I attracted the guy that said he was cool and nice and wanted to rescue puppies and raise kittens with me. Yeah. Him, not this guy that's like giving blog stories about me and stopping my deals from going through.
Exactly.
And it was horrible. And it was very, again, like it was very isolating.
What advice, like, would you give to, like, a younger you, or to like women who, you know, you see kind of like, you know, in the, you know, trying to avoid, dating?
I think
in the dating pod.
I would stop trying to prove myself to them so much and sit back and let them try to prove themselves to me. Yeah. I think being a people pleaser and trying to make people, maybe it's the pageant background, wanting everyone to like me. Yeah. So I'm trying to convince you. So I'm so busy trying to convince you that I'm worthy. I'm not even paying attention to the things you're doing that I should be seeing as red flags. So I was too much I put them on a pedestal. Yeah. I need to sit back and let someone put me on one. Like, you prove to me. I'm always working my ass off to people that shouldn't even have never even got my phone number.
Right.
And much less me put them above myself. So yeah, I would tell my younger self, stop doing that. Like, you are enough. Yeah. And I know that comes from something. Like, maybe it's the daddy issues. Because my dad wasn't really around. Yeah. They got divorced when I was 10. So I never had that dad to be like, what, some little boy's messing with you?
My parents were married for 52 years. They were madly in love. I saw the most healthy, most beautiful relationship in the world. So I don't know if it's necessarily one or the other. But I know, like we talked about earlier, like I was a late bloomer. Mm-hmm. And so I really changed my personality for other people to like me, because I was so, like, not popular and bullied a lot. So I constantly, and then I was stereotyped a lot, you know? So I was constantly changing kind of who I was for men, and to kind of, you know,
be what you thought they wanted.
Be what I thought they wanted me to be.
That's exhausting.
You know, it's exhausting. And I
think not fair to you either.
Yeah. So my advice is to young women is to really take the time, and it could be years, to really know who you are, what love means to you. Write down what you want in a relationship, whether that's loyalty, communication, whether that's romance, you know, laughter. Write those things down, and, you know, and get detailed with it. And
be very specific.
Be very specific, you know, like, and when you do meet someone, have those difficult conversations about what like religion or what marriage looks like to you
before
you get involved with them.
Once you have sex, you're blinded, and you I don't want him to think. Let me not ask.
Yeah, and if ever you feel like, oh, I can't have these conversations with this person, then that's your first red flag. Get the hell out, because any man who truly loves you is going to sit down and have those difficult conversations with you.
Agreed. I do feel like there is an epidemic though of man boys out here.
Sure.
I don't know what happened in this last generation, but I just see a lot of men that are just so uncomfortable having any kind of depth.
Well, this is the thing too that I think is wild. Not to cut you off, but just dating now, like social media. I can't imagine.
Girl,
like
you
dating
better never break up with Greg. I'm mad at you.
Social media.
You're not leaving that. You're not getting out.
I was only on like I've never. Okay, first of all, I couldn't get on. Raya would never accept me on their dating app. I don't know why. And I was on one other one, and it was supposed to be for like wealthy people, but you would get like 3 matches a day, which was like nothing. And I was never on like Tinder or any of I was never on any of the Buzz one, I don't know, whatever, the Bumble or something. I've never on any of them except for this one, and it gave me like so much. I think it's great because I have friends who've got married through it. And
was it Millionaire Match?
No, it was called like
my friend's
Legacy or something like that. I don't know.
My friend's on that. She swears by it, and they wouldn't. Like,
my girlfriend got married off it. Like met her guy on there, and I'll find out what it was.
She kept telling me to get on it. She went on several dates with successful men because she wanted to cut through the bullshit. She's like, I don't want to be a sugar mama anymore, because she was like us as well.
Yeah.
And I finally got approved for it like a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
I checked like one day and then didn't check for like a week. They immediately disabled my account. They said, you're not active. It's not meant for me to be on that.
Yeah, I mean, but that's the thing too. I just find like I look at my kids who are dating and stuff, and just their access, the social media and the access of, just thinking the grass is greener. Like I feel like a lot of these guys are just talking to so many multiple women. And even when I was like kind of dating, it was like they just wanted nudes, just like, oh, send me nudes, send me nudes, and I'm like, is this how people date now? Like, just like you're just sending pictures of your bodies,
what
and like that's
to
like
the '90s love, where the guy was outside of your window, the R&B videos.
Yes,
he's singing in the rain, he's grabbing that air, and he's doing that.
They make the restaurant, they pick you up in their car, you go to the restaurant, and he pays the tab not because it's about money, but just because it's chivalrous and like
showing you he can
and
provide.
Then he brings you home, and it's maybe a goodnight kiss, and like but now it's just like, okay,
now
here's your
DMs.
dick and show me your tits, and now we're like,
DM me a couple times, and then when you're gonna come out, when you're gonna come see me.
I feel like they're like desensitized to like romance and
there's so much
love.
Access now.
That's the thing. There's so much access. Like, how do you feel about that?
You don't even have to go to a porn site anymore. It's Instagram. It's on social media. You can get whatever. Twitter has X-rated stuff.
Or if like you're dating someone and then there's like 20 other women in their DMs just sending them like, tits McGee, and you're like, okay.
It's very easy for men nowadays.
Yeah, very easy.
And then the ratios is so bad right now as well. And then they also want to make women over 35 feel that they're old. And then that narrative is almost forcing you to, we'll just pick someone. You should be happy that I'm dating you. What?
Yeah. See, I was in a relationship for 5 years with a guy named Brian, and we're very good friends to this day, and I absolutely love him. But he was younger than me. When I met him, I was like 38 when I met him, and he was 27. I thought he was like 33 or something. He looked older. He'll even say like I did. He had like a beard, and he was like a biker dude. So when I found out his age, it was the first time that I dated someone younger. I had always dated, like, Travis and I were the same age. Oscar was like 2 or 3 years, like just always like around my age. So he was the first guy that I dated younger, and I did kind of like handle the biz, and then but I never looked for a younger dude.
Were you his sugar mama?
I was his sugar mama for sure. Yeah. Now he's making tons of money. Now he's a father. He has 2 kids, and he has shit tons of money, and like he's killing it.
When you sugar mama someone, and then they blow up afterwards.
Yeah, they blow up.
Can you not blow up when we're together, so I get a return on my goddamn investment?
I'm like, damn, you couldn't buy me a taco. Now you own like trucks and houses, and he's like killing it. But
that's so irritating.
Yeah, but then I dated a guy. The last one, my most toxic relationship. He was young. He was like 15 years younger than me, and I never. That's
why the sex was good.
I never found it like
testosterone.
Don't give him a big
brokenness, testosterone. All he had is dick and testosterone.
That's all he had.
And
that's all he had to offer.
Potential.
But it's like I never saw myself dating like a younger dude. But now that I'm dating Greg, who's a couple of years older, it's like you were like, oh shit, like you saw The Breakfast Club. Like, we can,
right.
like, I'm like, oh, you know who Billy Joel is, you know, like we can have conversation. Oh, you're well traveled, you're well versed, you know etiquette, and you have class. You open the door, like you have, you know, chivalry. Like
something to be said about
intelligent conversations with a man our age.
Yeah, because like the younger guys, they may look good, but them not knowing who Albie Shore is, or like some of the artists we grew up with in the '90s, and it's like it does make you feel old.
Yeah, I'm like, you never saw Pretty in Pink? Okay.
I fooled around with a younger guy before, right? Yeah. And like he was cute and, you know, whatever. I
think age difference really, I'm not saying it's for everybody. I think it matters. But I'm sure there are, you know, there are relationships where it has worked out, it has panned out. I'm happy for those couples. But I would say percentage-wise majority, not a good thing to do.
I would prefer to be same age or very close. But the young guy I fooled around with, did I tell this story before? I had a root canal. The root canal story?
No.
I was going through a root canal, and I still think I'm popping. I still, like, you know, he's like 12 years younger, but we got have a little fun this summer, a little summer love thing.
Yeah.
Anyways, we were intimates, and I had just gotten my temporary crown put on, so I was on top, and I bit down.
Oh no!
And the crown came out, but it was super dark in my room.
Yeah.
So I'm like, he's not gonna notice. So I'm on top, right? And I went, and I thought I just put the crown on my neck.
God!
And it was so dark. I'm like, there's no way he saw that. But his young, good ass eyes, he said, "Wait, was that your tooth?"
Right.
I was like, "Oh my God, I can't do this." So that's the last time I messed with someone like that much younger, because an older man would understand.
But why is it that like men who have dated younger men for decades and it's just been so accepted, but when a woman dates like a younger man, it's like the most like taboo?
Because they want to deem us as desperate.
Yeah, it's like,
but I think it makes sense.
Madonna dates a young guy. Tina Turner was dating a younger man.
Mariah Carey,
Kris
all of them.
Jenner, they're all dating younger dudes.
Yeah, I mean, I think it has its pros and cons. If you want like to have a fun, exciting sex life and someone that is enthusiastic, I do think young men do try hard to impress you and be like, I'm a man.
Yeah.
But there is something really sexy about a salt and pepper guy that's cultured, that can kind of like show you a few things.
Yeah, absolutely.
As long as his dick still works.
Right, exactly. Okay, well, I know that we've kind of gone through like our whole toxic history.
And look how much material we have. So should we balance it with a few green flags?
A couple green flags? Yes. Okay, green flag energy.
Green flags, I think a man that speaks positively about his exes.
Okay,
I hate when a man's like, oh, my ex is crazy. No, they all say that when it goes left. You made her crazy. Follow up, follow through.
Yes.
A man that like,
I think a man who like calls on the phone.
Yes.
Like picks up the phone and is like talking. Like Greg would call me on the phone and it threw me.
You're like, can I just text me on WYD?
I know that sounds so stupid, but it like really threw me. And just, you know, he made the plans. Like, I'm going to pick you up at 9. I got his reservations. I thought green flag energy there. I love that.
A man that wants to do like double dates with his friends.
Yes.
Like, and their mates. I love that. Like, I like couples kind of situations like, hey, if your man says, hey, like my guy and his girl, his lady want to go to dinner or go bowling. I think that's super cute. Like you are with other healthy couples. I think that's a good sign.
Yes, yeah. And Greg never like, well, he's not like a huge social media person regardless, but he constantly was just like very open about social media. Like he posted me on his Instagram, you know?
That's a major
And I just was like, oh, okay, so he's not like trying to hide me or like hide from other women, you know, that he's...
A lot of guys I see will wish celebrities a happy birthday on Instagram, but not the lady they're dealing with.
And sometimes I wonder, like, okay, I feel like these are like basic no-brainers that we as women should just automatically demand or accept from men. I mean, because there's probably women out there listening like, that's just like basic, like, ladies, common decency.
First of all,
but when you've been like abused, you're like, that's such green flag energy.
Right, we've been abused and we did LA for like 20 some years, so that's a whole different thing. So yes, things that you expect normally, we're like, oh my God, he called me and he didn't beat my ass.
I want a lot of you women to know you probably have some good ass men out there who are so good to you and probably take that shit for granted. You know, like,
damn, why are we struggling? We need more green flags, Shayna. This is a red flag on us. Wanting to spend the holidays with you. Damn, that sounds basic too.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like, I know there's women out there like, this is like basic common decency. And you and I are like, that's amazing.
He's the one.
He's the one.
He walked down the outside on the street side.
He opened the door. Oh my God.
Amazing. No one's ever treated me like this before. A man that thinks ahead and plans ahead. I love that. Like, hey, next month we're going on a group trip. I'd love to invite you. I love thinking in advance.
What I do like about this whole conversation after 30 years of surviving LA and traumatic relationships, I do think that you and I have definitely found like our lights at the end of the tunnel, you know, whether it's just personally or in a relationship. I think we have learned our worth. And sometimes that road can be rocky and bumpy, but I definitely think we are now very present about who we are as women, what we know we need, and that we won't settle for anymore.
I took a hiatus from relationships for about 2 years. It started where I said I wanted 6 months after a heartbreak. I'm not going to entertain anything for 6 months, and it just grew longer and longer and longer. And in that time, and I know we got to go, so many people were commenting on my social media asking me if I was in love because they said I was glowing.
Yes.
And I was like, wow, yeah, I am, but not with another person, with myself. And I took the time to heal, which I think is a green flag on my part.
Yes.
And now the bar is it's back high where it's supposed to be.
Yes.
Where I won't be impressed by little tiny things. Like you're going to have to be someone that I know is coming to my life to make it better than what I have right now.
Yeah.
I'm not going backwards. Nope. Shayna, pinky swear.
Yes.
No more sugar mama.
No.
No more being impressed by the very basic bare minimums.
Yes.
And putting ourselves on a pedestal and let someone come get us off that pedestal.
Yes.
No more going down.
Yes.
Yeah? You
Yes.
already got that.
Yes.
I'm right behind you.
No, you're not behind me. You're there. You know, you're
I'm in a good place.
now that's when the good guy comes in.
Sure.
Once you're there,
You're
you know,
healed.
you're healed.
You have to be you have to be a green flag yourself if you want green flags from others. You can't be one of those girls that brings nothing to the table and wants all these great things from a man, and you have not done the work yourself.
And to all those ladies listening out there, I really hope, if you've learned anything from this podcast, is I hope it doesn't take you 50 years to know your worth. I think it's so important that we as women work every day, do something, make a habit of something that is going to grow your self-esteem and to know your self-worth, whether it's reading motivational messages or listening to motivational, YouTube videos.
Self-care.
I don't care. Just something that reminds you each and every day that you are worthy of love.
And don't overlook that good guy.
Yeah.
Because you may not get a chance like Shayna did to spin the block with them at 50.
Yeah.
You just threw him back into the water. Let me go get with these toxic metal.
And
I need the narcissist.
I regret that every day. I can promise you that.
But you're lucky.
Yeah.
You had the chance to revisit. So yeah.
Yeah.
We're healed.
Well, we're healed. Yay!
Yay. Yeah, we're healed. 52 minutes of red flags and 2 minutes of green flags. We're healed.
We're totally healed. But thank you, everybody who tuned in and who's listening. We're going to be coming up with some more fun topics. We'd love to hear from you and what you'd like to hear Claudia and I talk about. Yes. You can go to our Instagram page. You can go to our website, which is wickedawesomepodcast.com. You can go to our Instagram page, which is Wicked Awesome Podcast over there. Please visit my Instagram. It's just Shayna Mokler. I'm Shayna Mokler 3 on TikTok. Claudia, where can we find you?
At Claudia Jordan on TikTok. I need to work on my TikTok. Instagram, The Real Claudia Jordan on Facebook. I'm mostly on Instagram, and you can DM me, but just do not send a dick pic. But if you do, make it a nice one. Make it a nice one, but I'm still not going to get with you. I'm just going to show it with my friends.
Right. Yeah. We're going to make a coffee table.
Please. We could do that, huh?
We could do that.
You know what? Let us know. You want us to make a coffee table book of all the dick pics we received.
Yes.
But you have to buy it and support us. Anyways, that's all for this show. We'll see you next week with the Wicked Awesome Podcast. I'm Claudia. This is Shayna. Until next time.